So I want to say it's definitely been about like a year since Lil Durk been arrested. Um, Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it was because of the Quando Rondo's cousin situation where he got killed broad daylight in like somewhere in Cali, and I think it was like a hire to kill situation that was going on, and they found out like all the niggas that he was working with to make this operation work, and I don't know. It is what it is right now, basically. Um, I'm just gonna react straight up to this video. I think his trial started today, and apparently there is some opening statements that are insane, as you can see in the title of this video. Um, Eating some Quest protein chips, bro, and hella water. Hydrated as fuck. But let's get to it.
Opening statements for the Lil Durk trial. The three defendants at trial are obviously Durk, Didi, and Brown Eyes. Brown Eyes is one of the shooters. Three confirmed snitches are OTF Vonni, OTF Jam.
Damn, niggas already snitching. I'm sorry. That was only 6 seconds.
Opening
bro.
statements for the Lil Durk trial. The three defendants at trial are obviously Durk, Didi, and Brown Eyes. Brown Eyes is one of the shooters. Three confirmed snitches are OTF Vonni, OTF Jam, and Flocka. His subscriber now, let's go. There's the legendary Brian Steele walking in this morning. Shout out all the reporters that are there in person. Taylor says prosecution opening statements. During opening statements, the prosecution laid out its case against Durk, Banks, and his alleged orchestration of the killing of Quando Rondo. Kayvon Grant, or Vonni, who pled guilty, is testifying for the...
Okay. Because they were trying to get Quando Rondo instead, right? But got his cousin instead. And that's why that whole situation when he was screaming out, no. I think Lil Durk had a song where he sampled that. It's kind of sick, but yeah. Oh, what the fuck did I just do?
prosecution and was described as Banks' personal assistant arranging guns and cars on Banks' behalf. Prosecution said Banks was consumed with getting revenge against Quando for the murder of King Von. Those involved, including Keith Jones, or Flocka, who was testifying for the defense, and David Lindsay, or Brown Eyes, were flown into San Diego on August 18, 2022. Wait, Keith Jones is cooperating with the feds. I don't know why she said he's testifying for the defense. He's confirmed cooperating with the feds. Flocka. Mel tweeted out confirmed cooperating witnesses. OTF Jam, obviously we all know that. Kayvon Grant or Vonni, and Keith Jones. Flocka.
This is like the snitch lineup, the big three.
All three pled guilty and will testify. So Brown Eyes and Flocka were flown into San Diego on the promise they would be paid for killing Rondo.
This was already 4 years ago. Wow.
Prosecution called the case both revenge and reward, describing the morning of August 18th as frantic in nature. The group traveled with only the shirts on their backs. People laughed at me saying, wait, so they brought no luggage? That's kind of what that means, right? They were in the airport. They have footage of them in the airport. They do. I guess they have no luggage. Prosecution.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of hot, bro. Going to the airport with no luggage, no carry-on at least, nigga? Nah, that's weird.
Prosecution's trying to say, like, they didn't even come prepared for a trip. Like, they came to only kill someone. August 18th and 19th, 2 white sedans with tinted windows, 1 rented and 1 stolen, allegedly stalked Quando Rondo before he was targeted at a gas station. August 19th, 18 bullets were fired. Wait, on August 18th they were stalking him too? I think I remember that. So the day before they were out hunting too, apparently. I think I remember seeing that. 18 bullets were fired. 3 shooters were dressed in black and wearing ski masks. So the shooters, I believe, are... I know Brown Eyes is a confirmed shooter, David Lindsay. I can't remember who the other 2 shooters were off the top of my head. I'm not going to say and be wrong. Everything I'm saying is alleged, by the way. The prosecution, this is their theory. Just want to clarify. Prosecution alleged Banks was at a rental home waiting for updates by phone. GPS data from their rental car allegedly show it traveling to Banks' rental home multiple times over the 2 days. The rental car they say that was out stalking Quando Rondo is going to a house Durk was living at, pretty much. That's not good for the jury to hear. But keep in mind, this is opening statement, so it's not anything they say is not meant to be evidence. It's just opening. Prosecution also alleged Banks later tried to flee the country and ran from the FBI. Defense contradicted this. Shout out Michael Blackshire on Twitter. He said there's 1 black juror, a black woman. I think there was like 5 white people and 5 Latino and then 1 Asian. I think that's what I remember someone else tweeted. All right, defense opening statements. The defense argued Banks was not the leader and said the evidence will show he wanted to uplift others and provide opportunities. They told the jury that the history leading up to the murder goes long before the prosecution wants the jury to know, highlighting that Kayvon Grant, or Vonni, and Davon Bennett, nicknamed King Von, were cousins and extremely close. It detailed that Grant managed King Von's finances, lived with him, and the two even shared a bank account. Hold on. Vonni was this close. He was a cousin, and he out here ratting. I'm just kidding.
They were cousins? I know they were close, but I didn't know they were cousins.
That's what people were going to say. That's crazy. Defense reiterated multiple times the two were close as could be and said Grant was there when his cousin was shot in 2020. Defense said one of King...
Damn.
Oh my God. Rest in peace, King Von, man. That's some crazy shit. They agree with the prosecution that this murder was driven by a need for revenge, but Grant...
Y'all were pressing Lil Durk's buttons, bro. Y'all kept saying, slide for Vaughn, slide for Vaughn. And now knowing, like, I don't know if niggas already knew this, but if one of his last words to Durk was, why did you let me get shot? I could imagine what that shit did to Durk's brain. He's like, bro, I have to go back. I have to avenge this nigga, bro. That shit wild.
Did that revenge, not Banks. But they stated that text and messages the prosecution would show as evidence was taken out of context. They highlighted that Banks was not a leader. They further said people did not even listen to him. Wait, not even listen to Durk? Come on, bro.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny. Like, Durk's not a leader of OTF. No one even listened to his orders or anything. The defense said that Banks was a successful, well-known face, which is why prosecution was looking to blame him. When Grant was...
Watch the music be involved, like, as evidence, bro. That one song, I'm telling you, they might use that shit as evidence.
His approach as a search warrant was being executed at his home, the defense stated a light bulb came on. They said Grant told officials whose credit card was used, alleging Grant knowingly used the company card and turned it on Banks when he was pressed.
I know that shit sounds crazy when I drink this water. Yeah, my fault.
The defense said it was confident it will prove to the jury that Grant was the mind behind the operation. I'm trying to find exact quotes on what everyone has said. The defense said in opening, the prosecution mentioned during their opening statement that Casey, or Jam, is a killer. He's also desperate. Goldberg said. Goldberg is one of Durk's lawyers. She did the opening statements. Holy shit. So it sounds like Jam is going to admit he killed people. OTF Jam was interviewed by law enforcement 30 times. What?
Damn.
This is just next level snitching
30.
right here, boys. Holy shit. We agree that it was a tragedy that Mr. Robinson or Lil Pab was killed that day. Mr. Banks was not there. He was not connected to it. Goldberg said during defense. Lil Pab's family is there. It's obviously clear that he was not there. He was living in Encino with his wife. He was living in LA because he's a performer. You will hear from Kayvon Grant, OTF Vonni. He will testify he was Mr. Banks' personal assistant. He was the guy who did everything. He booked the rental car. He put the fake license plate on. He bought ski masks, Goldberg said during the opening statements. Yeah, they have footage of OTF Vonni buying ski masks. So dumb. Their allegation of murder for hire, there's no money to follow. No payment, no bounty. There's not a murder for hire when nobody gets paid. Do they have proof of payment, or is it just witness testimony saying, yes, that cash was used to pay us? I feel like that's literally all they have. They've been showing like Durk with large sums of cash, and they're like, this is how he does it. But they're like, do you have anything besides witness testimony to say he paid them with that cash? Probably not. All right, now Dee Dee's lawyer said this. Dee Dee's not cooperating. He's one of the defendants.
Definitely paid in cash.
Quote unquote, OTF Jam is eager to kill Quando Rondo. Jam is angry that Mr. Wilson, OTF DD, is not participating. DD did not admit to a crime. Quote unquote. His lawyer Craig Hardball said during his opening statements. Machine Gun Kelly is there.
Wait, what?
Bizarre. What is happening? I didn't even know they were friends. I'm going to read some of this Rolling Stone article to see if I missed anything. Durk sat at his defense table as his lawyer Marissa Goldberg said Kayvon Grant was initially identified by authorities as the one in charge of the deadly shooting. Interesting. He said when authorities busted down Grant's door, he realized his only way out was to minimize his involvement and give them someone bigger. They were pressing him about big fish, and he thought, oh man, I've got an insurance policy. He said Grant, who worked for Durk at his music management company, Astronaut Sounds, had access to a company credit card and told investigators that he had booked travel for the group, alleged hitman at Banks' direction. Goldberg said that account was false. Durk wasn't there, blah, blah, blah. Grant was the only...
Mr. Banks had nothing to do with it. He was not there. He had nothing to do with it. That was the quote? It doesn't sound good to me.
The one who organized the deadly ambush at the center of the trial for his own reasons. He was the one who bought the shooter's black ski mask at REI. REI expensive as fuck. Gotta say, that's like literally one of the most expensive stores. And it's modern in there. You know they got cameras everywhere. Why are you buying masks at REI, bro? You know they got cameras in there. Like, what are we doing? And procured the plane ticket to...
Now That's smart.
Total accommodations and vehicles. Banks, 33, is pled not guilty. Okay. Prosecutors say the hitman stalked Bowman in L.A., ambushed him at a gas station, blah, blah, blah. Goldberg said Monday that Grant had the deepest personal motive, noting that his father and King Von's father went back decades, making their sons extraordinarily tight. Grant personally managed King Von in Atlanta and was the one who frantically rushed him to the hospital as the rapper was bleeding out. Goldberg said that Grant was traumatized when the beloved performer died and was left floundering in the aftermath. He was the one consumed by the urge to strike back, she argued, whereas Banks channeled his anger and frustration into his artwork. Prosecution says it's about revenge, stalking, and premeditated murder. Oh, surveillance video of the Brazen Daylight shooting. Yikes. Banks and his 2 co-defendants at trial, Didi and Brown Eyes, separately traveled to L.A. along with other men involved in the shooting to hunt and kill Quando. We know all this. Jurors saw text message Banks sent Grant on August 18th, the day before the shooting in L.A., in which he wrote, "Don't book no flights," under names involved with me. We've known about that text. Weiner said Banks had learned Quando was visiting LA and had determined it was time to get it back at him, and while he was vulnerable, fish out the water in a city not of his own. Prosecutor saying fish out the water. That is crazy. Weiner told jurors the evidence would show that Banks was the one consumed with revenge, and they deployed Jam as one of the shooters. Okay, so Jam was a shooter. He then pointed to the group text message from August 4th, 2023, in which Banks allegedly warned others that Hester, or Jam, could not be trusted. Jam ready to snitch. He gonna tell soon. As long as we don't breathe, they can tell him whatever. Blah, blah, blah. The judge previously ruled jurors can hear lyrics from Banks' songs, Piss Me Off and Who Wants Smoke and Aha. Don't respond to shit with Vine. I'm like, fuck it.
See, they're already mentioning the songs, bro.
You trip and go get your gun. They dropping locations. I'm getting it done. Fuck tweeting. We sliding. The feds are coming. The jurors hearing that. Crazy. All right, that's it for opening. I'm going to make another video later today for witnesses. Love you guys.
Let me know how you think this shit gonna end up being like, bro. I believe justice got to be served, bro, no matter if you're a famous rapper or not. So, but I do hope nothing but the best for Durk and everybody in this situation, but it is very unfortunate.